So you can freeze time in like a bubble around things.
Yeah, that kind of thing.
Okay.
It's cool.
What happens if you freeze the back half of a car, but not the front half, and the car is
shit.
driving?
Whoa.
I've never done that before.
Okay,
I think you just break the car.
It probably explodes.
cool.
That's a safe
Yeah,
bet.
That's what I would have assumed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good like thing in game design. It's like, oh man, what are we gonna do in this very specific like situation?
Blow it up.
Just blow it up.
Yeah, I wish we could use that solution more often.
Yeah.
It solves a lot of problems.
I don't like thinking about freezing time because isn't it? It's just not a thing.
No, this is
It's
true.
not a thing that happens very often.
Although technically, actually, photons.
Uh-oh.
I was reading or learned about this recently. I don't remember where from. Photons
Yeah.
are basically functionally frozen in time because they travel at the speed of light.
Damn.
So they have no beginning or end. Isn't that interesting?
They also have no mass, right?
They do not have mass, correct? But they photons are interesting.
Yeah.
You see movies where a guy freezes time and then he slaps a dude and then he like unfreezes him and the guy's like, "Ow, someone slapped me." But if you did a faster than speed slap on a guy, I think it would just break the world.
Yeah, there's
yeah, you're probably right about that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So I don't.
I always
think
that's so weird. Like people do take real liberties when like they freeze time and they just reposition people around.
yeah. It's like no,
I-
that guy's frozen in time.
I'm so sure that actually wouldn't happen.
No,
Like,
of
I
course
don't think
not.
you'd be able to move them.
Like if you instantly move from one place to another, I think
Yeah.
just like the air that you've displaced in no time
vacuum
at all.
in and-
yeah,
yeah.
it's just not
But,
cool.
I mean, the implication also is that you're able to move things that are frozen in time, which means they're not frozen in time.
Oh.
You can't move something like.
yeah, but
what happens
I mean,
if I try really
That
hard?
makes
man?
sense. None of this makes sense.
what if you had
Time travel's
magic?
dumb.
What if you had magic powers
Yeah.
that could freeze time
Yeah.
and you could move people
Uh
with your magic powers?
huh. How
There's
does that
your-
work?
There's your answer.
Tell me more.
Magic.
Well, yeah, if magic is involved, yeah.
I mean, that's the ultimate thing, right? Is that when it really comes down to like in any movie or TV show, they just kind of go, yeah, it's magic.
This is so. Last night I stayed up way too late because I was reading Charles Darwin's Wikipedia page.
Jesus, man, you're reading photons. You're reading.
Well, I spent a
Charles
lot. I
Darwin?
spent too much time on Wikipedia.
Did you go
honestly.
from photons down a Wikipedia hole and get to Charles Darwin?
You know what? I might have.
Yeah.
But this would have been over the course of weeks.
Oh man,
Like I spend a lot. Almost anytime I'm looking at my phone, I'm probably reading a Wikipedia article.
that's cool.
And
Better than what I do. I just look at Twitter and go, oh man.
yeah, no, I have no interest in Twitter at all. Tweet at us at FrontSeatCast if you like Twitter or if you like Charles Darwin
Or
hashtag
photons.
evolution.
Tell us what you think about photons.
So I was reading about Charles Darwin, and so I mean, evolution. We all know what it is. It's all, or for the most part, other than like fundamental Christians,
It's
we're
a
all,
theory, right?
Yeah, it is technically a theory.
It's a decent movie from the early 2000s as well.
Is it?
I thought it was decent.
Evolution?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was funny. They had a Head and Shoulders plug.
Yeah.
Very aggressive.
A really hardcore Head and Shoulders plug as well.
I don't
Head
remember
and
that.
Shoulders
at all.
saved the day.
What?
Yeah. I remember that very well.
Yeah.
I don't know at all what you're talking
The
about.
logo was like a yellow smiley face with 3 eyeballs.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah. Actually, no.
The
That
premise,
sounds familiar.
I really like the premise. It was this premise that this meteor crashed down and it had life on it, but that life was super accelerated.
Oh,
so
yeah.
overnight it like sprouted trees, and then like after a few weeks there was like bipedal ape dudes running around and
Yeah.
all this
That sounds
crazy
cool.
stuff. Yeah.
All right, I should watch that.
Yeah. But that's not what the evolution
No.
you were talking about.
No, different. Well,
I always get them confused.
So we all know what evolution is, blah blah blah, and for the most part, we're all sort of kosher with it, other than like fundamental Christians and stuff. But consider that like when Darwin was posing this theory, it was just like quote unquote common knowledge that humans came from God. They were divine creations, and all these other things were divine creations. And so it was like a huge deal for him to imply that that wasn't the case, and so he's really really cagey about it. And like in his first like printings of his book, he didn't really mention it, but he like sort of implied it and let people draw their own conclusions.
This was not. What was his book called? Something of the Species.
Origin of Species.
Yeah. Was this a different book, or was this?
Or this might have been the Descent of. No, I guess this would have been the Origin of Species. He did like a ton of books, as it turns out.
Yeah.
I know we're a video game podcast, but there was also the same thing that happened when people were saying Earth is not the center of the universe.
Yes, Copernicus.
It's freaking great.
Do you think the real, like, at the core of the pushback from that is you're basically telling people they're not special?
Yep.
Yeah, that's exactly, yes. You think you're a divine being, and then you turn out you come from a monkey.
You think, well, I might not be a divine being, but at least my planet is the center of the universe. No.
Other way around, Blake. The discovery. Well, you know what? Maybe if that's how you learned it, that's fine. So anyway, there was a point I was getting to here, which was it's interesting because at some point the Anglican Church put out there was like an argument within there about whether or not evolution was heretical, basically, and someone argued that miracles break God's laws and are therefore atheistic, which I thought was so cool. Like, what an interesting argument to be made. And that's all. So this, I don't remember what we were talking about that made me think of this. There you go.
Yeah, magic is the devil.
Yep.
So, Charles Darwin, heretic. Thank you, creationism.
Yep, you're not important. Is
You're not important.
I don't even remember what we were talking about.
Oh, Quantum Break.
Oh yeah, no, that's right. We were talking about the time stop thing, and I was thinking, that's a perfect example of like where when laws break down, you start and if you say like you've got magic powers,
yeah.
Anyway. But on what I've been playing, I've been revisiting old games.
Oh.